Ray Ratto of CSN Bay Area joins me right now. Ray, how in the world is Colin Kaepernick on the trade block when he just got signed to that big contract, or was he never on the trade block? Make heads or tails of this for me.
Heads.
So it's the first one, not the second?
Yeah, no. I think people might have asked about him because the 49ers seem to be either in the early or middle stages of a remake. And my guess is that they are not yet insane enough to say, gee, you can find a quarterback anywhere, so let's quit on this guy. Mm-hmm. I also suspect that there's a possibility, because nothing about sports, and especially the National Football League, is ever linear, that there might be some disaffected people in his camp who might have floated this to maybe set a little fire under the 49ers for one reason or another. It's the conspiratorial in me, but it doesn't make any sense on its face, so you immediately go to, well, why would somebody put this out? And if the 49ers really are ready to talk about trading Colin Kaepernick, on top of losing Frank Gore, on top of not knowing what Michael Crabtree is going to do, on top of wondering if Vernon Davis has any game left, it makes you wonder if they're actually tired of football.
You talk about the 49ers tired of football, or
yeah.
just?
I mean, just it's why would you literally tear down your entire offense on what would be a whim after winning 57 games in 4 years? That's the part that doesn't make sense to me, which is why I tend to think that there's a lot less smoke and fire to the Kaepernick thing than anything else.
Well, Ray Ratto joining me here now. Well, the underpinning to everything, including maybe even Patrick Willis's retirement announcement that's expected tomorrow, is would this have happened if Harbaugh stayed? For everything, Gore, Crabtree potentially departing, Kaepernick on the block, all of it is what a lot of people are wondering, that it's all through the prism of Harbaugh, and I'm wondering how long that might last in 49erdom.
It will last until the day that either Jim Tomsula or one of his successors wins football games again. Because football is America's heroin, and you can literally paper over any problem with an exciting new shipment. I mean, the 49ers 4 years ago were a painful watch, and they had been for about a decade. Harbaugh comes in, and all of a sudden, all is forgiven, everything is forgotten, and the 49ers are, an elite team again. All of a sudden, he leaves under fairly grisly circumstances because nobody really comported themselves well in that. And then you pile on things that the 49ers have done to themselves, things that have sort of been done circumstantially, like the Willis retirement, and now the Kaepernick rumor, and it makes you wonder if they're in free fall and about to suddenly try to rebuild from scratch, which, again, to me would be insane. A lot of it is perception, and because they're not very good at public relations, their perception gets to run away unchecked. And the interesting thing about all this, and I'll make it quick because I'm blathering, is for the first time ever,
yes,
a rumor about the 49ers hit the air, and Trent Baalke was out in front of it and denying it vehemently, I think within about an hour. And the 49ers have never been that nimble PR-wise. And Baalke in particular hates dealing with the media. So it makes me wonder if maybe they're finally figuring out that they've lost full control of the narrative, and they're going to have to rally to somehow make themselves look credible, not only to the local ticket buyers, but to the industry. Because I don't get an impression that the industry thinks very highly of what they've done or how they've done it either.
Senior insider, CSN Bay Area's Ray Ratto joining me here now. You're referring to Baalke sending out a statement last night amidst the rumors about Kaepernick being on the trading block, that is a false rumor and that he's their quarterback moving forward. Across the Bay, what are the Raiders doing except sitting on a massive pile of cash that everyone is expecting them to spend, and they already started spending it on a center that few NFL fans had ever heard of? What are the Raiders up to, Ray?
I think they're they may be in the early processes of relearning what they learned last year, which is it's much harder for them to give away money than nearly any other team in football. Ndamukong Suh, as near as I could tell, didn't even bother to listen to what they were going to offer. I mean, he went right to Miami. And the Raiders are in a situation where even if it's insane to do it, they consider overpaying for anybody good. And the fact that, Suh didn't even consider them puts them in a situation where they really didn't want to be, which is considered like less than an afterthought. And part of it is 12 years of being bad. Part of it is the uncertainty about where they're going to be playing next year. And part of it is just the sense that they still haven't figured out how to pull themselves out of this nightmare they've created for themselves. So, again, they're in a situation where they have tons of money and have to figure out how to give it away because nobody is accepting their money on face value.
Ray Ratto joining me here. Before I let you go, in the last minute I have left, is how has Steph Curry captured the area with his level of play and how the Warriors are doing? How's that playing up in the Bay Area right now?
They hate his guts.
I knew that was an open-ended question, but
he's the new face. I mean, and I hate that phrase.
Yes.
But he's the new face. I mean, because he not only scores a bunch of points, and he's not only charming and all that other whatnot, he is now becoming sort of this Pete Maravich for the 21st century. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's literally a highlight film with feet. And all you had to do was see how he dribbled through 4 Clippers yesterday and threw up a terrible shot without any doubt that it would ever go in, and it went in. I mean, he's now reached the point where he makes bad plays and makes them good. And I think people are just mesmerized by it. So he's bigger than Buster Posey, bigger than Colin Kaepernick.
Huh. Wow.
Bigger than all of them.
That's saying a lot.
He's the first thing you think of. And for a Warrior to be that, maybe unprecedented.
Ray, thanks for calling in. We'll chat soon, hopefully.
Okay.
You bet.
Keep
Thanks.
trying.
You bet. That's Ray Ratto.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.